I'm Dave Fiore, the founder and CEO of Fiore Communications, and this is a special update episode of How I Got Here. At the end of each episode, I ask every guest the same question. Where do you think here will be for you in 3 to 5 years? Well, it's been 5 years, so I thought this would be a perfect time to check in and see how things are going. Today, I'm pleased to have How I Got Here guest number 2, Terrance L. Barber with me. Hey, Terrance.
Hey, Dave. It's a pleasure, man. 5 years already?
5 years.
Wow, we must have been having fun.
We did.
Time sure does fly.
Lots happening. I will appreciate you being here, and it is hard to believe because you were, September, October of 2019 is when we recorded those first episodes.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Wow.
I'm going to play your response from 2019 on where you thought you might be at this point in your life. And we can listen to it, and then we can talk about it.
Awesome.
All right, here we go. What do you think here might be for you in 3 to 5 years from now?
3 to 5 years. I have a few goals that I'm speaking to the atmosphere. I would love to create a space, not just a strip mall, but something very similar to the indoor flea market that my father and my uncle facilitated as a hub to help launch not only minority-owned businesses, but I think that under one roof, people are more sustainable when the resources are far few in between. So I think 3 to 5 years, if I don't fall into this whole political aspirations that some folks are trying their best to encourage me to do, I just think I'll be here, man, finishing up raising my daughter, continuously educating myself and just growing as a person. But I know that there's something next for me. I mean, Working Class Wednesday is an awesome, awesome initiative. But I've been feeling more and more lately like there's something greater that has to spawn from all of this. And I think that collectively, the things that I have done are going to some kind of way pyramid into something. I'm not 100% certain, Dave. I'll be honest, I'm not one of those people that sit down and I don't have a planner. I am finishing up a degree at Florida A&M right now, so I think I'll have that out the way.
What's that in?
Business.
Okay.
Yeah, so finishing that up, and I just want to grow. But I want to see the community grow as a whole. Wow.
All right.
Wow.
So what are your first thoughts hearing that?
First thoughts, that was very articulate, Terrance, for not knowing where you were going.
Yeah.
It kind of rhymed. And some of those things have come into fruition. I think I did have to pivot quite a bit because, as we said at the onset, we had no idea that COVID bug was on its way. It was right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
When we recorded this, man. And there has been a next for me. So I am doing some much greater things. Working Class Wednesday is definitely still around and is a much bigger initiative currently. That Florida A&M degree in business has still been escaping me. But I mean, when I have time, I only have a few credits left. So my work life and family life have become so busy, and the trajectory of my professional life has been on such a rise that I had to make sure I had to prioritize and make sure that I was making the main thing, as my brother Daryl Jones would say.
Yeah, yeah. And you did end up running for office.
I did end up running for office.
Yeah, so looking back, what was that experience like?
I think my matriculation into the political process was one of the most fearless and intentional things that I've ever done or tried to do for my community. I did run for county commissioner in District 1, which encompasses some of the most of the poverty in the Tallahassee and Leon County community. And I think what that did was it gave me it expanded my footprint. It showed people that I truly had a heart for this community. And immediately after running for office, and I wouldn't call it a failed election because I ran an amazing campaign with a lot less resources I ran alongside a 30-year incumbent. Well, he's like a 34-year incumbent now, something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't change that experience. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people, and here I am.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about that. What are you up to these days? What is your life looking like today?
Life is great. Right after the 2022 election, I was offered a position as director of community development for what is now Loyalty Credit Union. At the time, it was Tallahassee Leon Credit Union here in the Tallahassee area, and it was historically Central Credit Union over in Pensacola and in the Panama City area. And of course, we merged those two institutions, and I became the director of community development for an organization that spanned across the entire Panhandle. So I guess reminiscing back on the things I said and, enlarging the territory and what I was doing, it all came into fruition because now I get to travel back and forth between Panama City, Pensacola, up and down the Panhandle, man, reaching into communities that I had never stepped foot in.
Yeah.
And empowering people through financial education, sponsorships, public speaking, all of those things that I love to do. So
yeah.
I'd say God is good and life is better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Working Class Wednesdays expanded to Pensacola
Working Class
too,
Wednesday.
right?
We've hosted Working Class Wednesday twice. In Pensacola. We're looking at some dates in Panama City as I continue to shake hands and meet people and network in that community. And we're still hosting them here in Tallahassee as well, man.
Yeah.
So, God is good, man.
Yeah.
We're still rolling.
I know you're a big thinker, big dreamer, big vision person, but looking back, does that still seem a little crazy this was all you had started, Working Class Wednesday specifically, you'd started it from nothing. It was your idea. And now this is a program that, like you said, is going across the Panhandle, impacting hundreds and thousands of people. What do you think about that when you look back on that?
I wish I could take credit for it, but a lot of times I do. I truly believe in a higher power, and I think that divine intervention is real. And even when asked at the onset of Working Class Wednesday, what was my motivation behind it, at times I was dumbfounded. I had a great job. I was still working at the dealership at the time. I was making good money. At the time, I did own a business, but it wasn't like I needed to help promote other people's business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it came to me, and it was, like you said, it was a vision. It was something that I believe God himself had to place on me. And a lot of times I think that people, one of our biggest setbacks is not following those visions and dreams that we have, because we never know where they may take us.
Right.
Yeah.
What was your biggest surprise over these last 5 years?
Biggest surprise over these I would say that the one thing that I had not planned was the position, this new gig in the financial institution world, man. I think that it's a much needed representation that a lot of communities had not seen. And I just appreciate the fact that God saw fit to allow me to be that vessel to stand in the gap for so many people. And I've come to find out that, as I suspected, that most of these communities have the same exact issues, and that issue is access. And a lot of times it's not that, these are poor people or poor-minded people. They just don't have access to the necessary tools, and that's not always monetary. A lot of times that's the education piece that's missing, and being able to manage the resources that they currently have. So that caught me by surprise, and I appreciate a good friend of mine for thinking enough of me to put me in that position, man, and I've been blessed.
That's awesome. So what have you learned most about yourself, do you think, over these experiences over the last 5 years?
What have I learned most? That resilience is a must. Even when it doesn't seem like it's going to work, you just keep trying and trying. And if one thing doesn't work, you try something else, man, but you don't give up. I think that a great speaker that I listen to every morning almost in the gym is Les Brown. He says that the richest place on earth is the graveyard. And that's where a lot of people's dreams and goals and aspirations go to die, man. And I'm just trying to make sure and encourage everybody around me to, if you have those dreams and aspirations, man, we only got one life. So you might as well. I think the best time to do it is probably right now and right where you are. So.
Right, nothing else is promised, right?
Not even right. The next second isn't
yeah.
promised, man. So, yeah, that's the one thing that I've had to drill not only into my kids and the people around me, but, man, I convince myself truly that if it's out there, I can have it.
That's awesome. Do you want to take a guess at where you might be in 3 to 5 years from now?
3 to 5 years from now, man. Hopefully on a beach somewhere with my baby. No, but I think that I will continue to matriculate in the financial education world. I think that I've being now a certified financial advisor and being able to go into these schools and different organizations and train children. I want to do that on a broader scale. Like, I think that I have a voice and a knack to reach people, and I hope that God continues to allow me to expand and to just reach more and more people. I don't know what that message will be in 3 to 5 years, but my prayer is that whatever message I've developed, I'm able to reach the masses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like you, Dave.
Well, I have been grateful for this opportunity to allow people to share their stories and messages, which I'm super grateful for.
We're grateful for it as well.
Well, thanks. All right. Well, thanks, Terrance, for the update and for sharing your ongoing journey with us. Now, to the audience, if you haven't already, I encourage you to listen to Terrance's original episode. It'll put some context into this conversation and add some additional insight into his journey. You can listen right here or at fiorecommunications.com. Thanks for supporting this podcast and connecting with your community. We'll see you next time.